Here we are at Loess Bluffs National Wildlife Refuge, just north of St. Joe, Missouri, or St. Joseph, Missouri, south of the Iowa border. It's the time of year when eagles follow the snow geese down the Missouri River Valley, and we don't have the huge flock of snow geese that we are used to seeing, but that could be partially because they're out in the fields eating what's left in the fields. We're gonna do a little drive around the ponds here looking for eagles. I've got some framed up, but they are so far out on this 150 to 600 mil Sigma that I rented that they're about that big in the photo. So they're way out there. It's gonna be an interesting afternoon because it's wildlife. We don't need gorgeous light. We need light so that I can have a high enough shutter speed on the Nikon D600 to capture sharp images. So So we found a juvenile eagle up here in this tree, and every so often he or she turns its head towards me. It's starting to get the golden beak, and it's got some white feathering coming out, so it's probably almost ready to become an adult. And I don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to try it. It is really windy. I'm sure as soon as I switch over to video on this thing, that bird's going to move or go flying. So I'll record a little bit. Basically, eagle's way off still. You don't want to get too close because you will spook them. And people are up there with their car doors, so I'm surprised it hasn't flown off yet. But it seems very content at where it's at. So I'm zoomed in, the eagle's on a tree branch. I'll show you a little bit of video here as to what's going on, and then I'll show you the photo that I got from this side. And then out in this pond off behind me and around to some degree, we've got pelicans, and it looks like maybe snow geese in this pond. There might be a couple trumpeters out there too. It's usually not where the trumpeters like to hang out here, so I just don't think that's what they are. And with this lens I can get in pretty tight on them, so let's see. Oh, maybe we're gonna get some action because I think a car just spooked this eagle. I'm gonna go free hands on the gimbal. Center up the eagle. Yep, car door. Every car door makes that poor bird look the wrong way, or look towards me. So I'm kind of hoping that this bird will take off and give me a flight picture. So I might just hang here for just a little bit longer and see if somebody actually spooks this poor thing. That's a noise, isn't it? It's not as noisy as it was on the other side of the main ponds here. It's a little bit windy today too, so let's see what we got out here. off the autofocus. And we're still on auto. Okay, good. So like I said, we're just gonna hang here for a little bit. I've got the gimbal engaged just enough to, basically it's just holding the weight of the camera for me. So I can pivot without having to worry about holding this monster weight lens. What's cool is we're right next to the truck. So if I need anything, I can just bounce into it. Oh, wow. Hang on. Landing shots. I love landing shots. Yeah, those are definitely snow geese. Okay, so I just saw a photographer get out of their car up there. Go back to my eagle. Who's now looking right at me and looking at the other photographer. Hopefully we get a flight here. Bird compositions are always tricky. You can't really go over them or do any behind the scenes shots in the field. But with a subject that you have no control over. Wow, that bird has turned around. Yep.
You know there's one out here too, right?
Where?
Right off the edge of those reeds, there's a little white speck. That's a juvenile, too. I can't bring it in very close with this lens.
Oh, on the mound? Yeah, there is. There's one right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
I guess it's on a mound. It must be.
Yeah, it's on a mound. There's.
Hard to tell. There's reeds around
There's one there. There's a pelican.
it. Yeah, there's a bunch of pelicans.
And a bunch of snow. Oh, I like that pelican. Hold.
What appears to also maybe be a heron? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So these are all white pelicans.
Yeah.
I think this whole pond is white pelicans. Ooh, I missed that. Darn. So here's the advantage of having a big pickup truck, right? The only thing is I can't move in the bed while I'm shooting because it causes too much shake. So this is the first time that I've ever encountered this up here at Loess Bluffs, what used to be called Squaw Creek. There's at least 2 mating pairs that have nested here and haven't left ever. And this is the first time that I've seen a pair on one of the nest sites. So it's kind of unique. And I know that down on the Kansas River in Kansas City, not far from where it flows into the Missouri River, there's a nesting pair down there. And this time of year, they actually start their courtship and actually start to mate. And will sometimes have offspring in late February through March. So I'm wondering if these two aren't starting their courtship already again. So, like I said, it's very unique to see both of them on a nest. And we might get lucky here. We might get a shot where they're going to, one of them's going to take off. There's, of course, if I pull over in my big truck with all this gear and start photographing, people stop behind me. So I'm sure that happens out in Yellowstone. I know it happens out in Yellowstone. I missed a really killer shot of an osprey in Yellowstone because of photographer syndrome. Wow. Yeah, they're both there. They're both mature adults. Sitting right on the nest, and they are now looking over at the ponds. And I'm pretty sure you can hear all that noise. So I'm gonna hang here in the bed of the truck for a little bit. See if they take off. I do have a little bit of motor shake going on because I'm actually charging batteries off of the inverter right now. That's kind of cool. That's something I haven't seen yet here. I like the angle that I've got here, though. I'm afraid that if I get too close, I'm going to be shooting more upward. So it always seems to be that there's this one spot back in the reserve where juvenile eagles that are almost adult like to hang out. And the past couple times we've come back here, there usually is a kill that they're all fighting over. So we pulled off to the side of the road here, and Shelly's on the ground level, and I'm shooting from the raised platform of the truck bed, trying to get these eagles as they're fighting over a kill. So hopefully I can get this guy coming down. Back down. Nope, he's going away. There's two in frame. Gonna land back there? Oh my gosh, there's actually a bunch of them just sitting in the tall grasses out here. It's kind of cool. And the cool thing is this little road back here gets almost no traffic as opposed to the main loop. So we could probably just camp out here and watch this kill for another hour. We're getting closer to sunset, so we got to be out 30 minutes after sunset. Otherwise, you're in here for a while. And they don't want you camping, so I don't think I covered this, but I've got the camera on aperture priority, and right now I'm at ISO 400, I think. No, 320. I was at 400 earlier. That's going to keep my shutter speed up fast enough that everything should be sharp as long as I get the focus in the right place. And with these birds so far away, focusing to infinity probably works. Here we go. This might get interesting right here. Ooh, 5 in a shot. Wow. Kind of like shooting football. You want to keep one eye open. That way you can see what's going on around you, hopefully. Come on. Come on. Go in for it. Try to take it from a chicken. Big chicken. So we've almost made it around the auto loop here. It's getting closer to sunset. We probably got about 2 hours left. But we're both getting kind of tired, and it's getting colder. I'm just grabbing some shots of some more trumpeter or tundra swans. These might be tundra, not trumpeter. So, cool thing about that lens, the lens collar on a long lens is locks. You can undo that lock and then go to a portrait orientation fairly quickly. Sometimes I'll leave them unlocked just so that I don't have to fuss with them. And I still use back button focus even when I'm doing wildlife, because it allows me to get the focus and then not have to worry about going halfway down on the trigger and losing my focus points. So maybe calling it a day. Realistically, it's about an hour and a half away from home, travel time to get up here. The weather looks good for the next couple of weekends, so next weekend will be what would be normally Eagle Days weekend up here. But because of the, oh, hello, got him. Come on, Craig, get focused. There we go. All right, sweet. Double landing. Just got 2 trumpeters coming in on a landing. I caught them out of the corner of the eye while I was talking to you guys. And, oh, if that turns out, I will be stoked. I heard them before I saw them, and that's one thing you'll notice with trumpeters is you will hear them making a ton of racket when they're coming in for a landing or when they decide they're going to take off. Like I was mentioning, it's about an hour and a half from home, so it's not that bad of a drive, and the weather looks good for the next couple weeks. So next weekend would normally be Eagle Days up here, but due to COVID, no Eagle Days. The reserve's open, so we can come up here and drive around, photograph, stop, like we normally would. And maybe if we can get going a little earlier, we can get some different light. But not a bad day to be out, driving around the fly-ins and the birds doing what they do up here, which this is part of the major migratory route in the middle of the country for snow geese. And if I remember right, we have trumpeters almost all year round up here. It's the, ooh, hello, there we go, somebody got spooked. One of the ponds just took off, so I'm assuming if I look up high, I can find an eagle. That's not him. Where is he? Where is he? Oh boy. Usually when ponds take off, that means there's an eagle soaring over them. It's kind of a cool shot. Just kind of, it's a bird abstract is what it is. It's so much of a pattern of the birds being in flight. Wow. Yeah, it's either that or they tend to fly in and fly out in the middle of the day. But it's getting towards the end of the day, so they should all be coming back from eating out in the fields nearby from the crops that haven't been totally harvested or what's left of the crop from the field. that's going to be the last shot. We've made it back around. We were driving around just shooting some extra footage for filler in case I need it, which I don't think I'm going to need it. And we went past the nest that was being built down the road here, further to the south. And the adult eagles that were there weren't there anymore. So I don't know if these are the same pair, because I don't see distinct markings between the two sets. But this is another pair, at least, of adult eagles, and I hopefully got this on a still. One of them took off, flew over to this pond behind us, grabbed a bunch of mud and sticks and reeds and brought it back up. They're actually building a little nest over in this tree. So they're either gonna, if it's the same group as was down the road here, they're either building a backup nest, which I think they do, or they're gonna abandon that nesting location, or it's a completely different pair, which would mean we have more than 2 nesting pairs now up here, which that'd be just great. We're gonna leave it there. Thanks for watching. If you liked this slightly different video from me doing landscapes and trying to do a little bit of wildlife, give me a thumbs up. If you've ever tried doing anything like this, leave a comment down below. Let's get a discussion going. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.